Welcome back to Learn SKN, and today we have an economics May-June 2017 paper for you. So that's May-June 2017 paper 1 economics. So let's just jump right into it. Number 1, which of the following rewards accrued to the factor of production called capital? And the answer is D, interest, because rent would be accrued from land, profit accrued from enterprise or entrepreneurship, and the wage accrued from labor. So D, interest, capital. Number 2, Anna is considering purchasing a new laptop computer. Which of the following factors is least likely to influence her decision? And of course the answer is C, the cost of producing the laptop itself, but her income level for sure would determine her decision. The price of the laptop would determine whether she buys it or not, and the advertisement of the laptop could sway her liking to the laptop a bit. Number 3, which of the following factors causes money to lose value and become less effective as a medium of exchange? And the answer for that one is A, inflation. Inflation is where inflation erodes the overall value of a dollar. As time goes on and prices go up, you realize that a dollar cannot stretch as far as it used to, and so that's inflation. Number 4, which of the following is a primary product? And the answer is C, a bauxite, because it's from the extractive industry. All the rest are from the secondary industry. Alright, number 5, a family table. What is the total cost of producing 3 units of the product? And so the answer is 190. And we know that because we did it before. And we plug in the 190 here, work backwards, and we get all the marginal costs and everything like that. Number 6, which of the following is not one of the ways in which the government influences economic decisions of a business? And the answer is A, increasing retirement benefits. Of course, passing minimum wage means that it can affect how much a business has to pay its workers, so that affects the decision. C, regulating emissions can affect the way in which businesses operate as it relates to pollution and setting up the factories and stuff like that. And D, of course, the location that the government puts you would affect your premises. Number 7, you look at this diagram right here. Point X on the graph represents, and this is a production possibility curve or production possibility frontier, and so anything outside represents unattainable combination. Inside is unemployment, unemployed resources. Along the line would be efficient, and the whole thing shifting would be economic growth. But X, D is the answer, unattainable combination. You can't reach out there. Number 8, normal supply curve for a farm produce will slope upwards from left to right if farmers, and this is a lot of supply coming out right here, B, are willing to produce more as the price increases. Number 9, an outward shift in a production possibility curve can be caused by, and D, improvement in technology. Number 10, ABC Limited purchase raw cotton and produce fabric. XYZ buys fabric from ABC Limited and makes t-shirts, which it markets directly to clothing stores. In which sector of the economic activity are both firms engaged? And of course that's secondary. D, secondary. Number 11, an advantage of a planned economic system is that A, there is usually a more equitable distribution of wealth. Alright, meaning that because the government controls everything, most people in that system pretty much on the same level. Number 12, the main objective of credit union is to, of course, encourage the thrift among its members, meaning it encourages its members to save, so that's B. Number 13, country X has a very low unemployment rate as most of its citizens work overseas for 6 to 8 months during the year. This type of unemployment can be classified as, and of course the answer is C, seasonal, meaning it's every season. As A, cyclical, means that would have meant that it's part of the boom bust cycle, the business cycle, and structure, meaning that the skills don't match the requirements, so the answer is C, seasonal. Number 14, prices of goods in a market economy fluctuate while prices of goods in a planned economy tend to be fixed. The most likely reason for this difference is that the market economy, D, demand and supply forces determine the prices. Number 15 refers to the following diagram, which illustrates the production possibility frontier for an economy in year 1 AA and year 2 BB. Question: from the diagram below, it can be deduced that A, the answer is A, point X was unattainable in year 2. Remember, this is point X, this is year 2. So in year 2, you cannot reach out there. So the answer is A. Number 16, the government of country X decided to switch resources from manufacturing crop production to crop production. The opportunity cost of this decision is the B, reduction of manufacturing, because opportunity cost is what you gave up. So you give up manufacturing, so that's the cost, the reduction in manufacturing. Number 17, this one, the person, whoever typed it out, missed out something, so we can't really complete that right now. Number 18 refers to the following curves which show the demand for some products. 18. Which of the following curves above indicates the demand for product is perfectly elastic? And of course that's A, number 1, because it goes straight across. That's perfect elasticity. This one is that's perfect inelasticity. So it's 1, perfect elasticity. 19. Which of the following is not an example of a factor of production in a commercial bank? And so the answer here is D, special saving account for students. All these are capital. Alright, building, bank vault, shares, that's capital. Number 20, Chanel spends 0.02% of her monthly income on a particular good. Her demand for this good in terms of price can be described as, and of course, B, inelastic. Once something makes up a small proportion of your income, of your budget or income, then it's going to be price inelastic. 21, competition on a worldwide scale facilitates, of course, D, the development of comparative advantages. You produce what you're best at and you trade for the others. 22, the term money supply refers to A, the total stock of money in an economy at any moment. 23, organization responsible for regulation of and control of financial institutions or the financial sector is the B, central bank. Central bank is the one that controls the financial sector. Number 24, which of the following is true about the financial institutions? And so the best answer here is D, they channel funds from those who saved to those who wish to borrow. And so that is how the banks normally work. You save your money, they take that money, lend it to somebody else, and then they charge them interest on that. Number 25, a pure public good can be described as, and the answer here is B, zero priced, because most public goods are non-excludable, meaning you cannot leave people out of it, such as a park, ear, things like that. They are non-diminishable, which means things like a lamp post, a light post. If I go under it, it's not going to diminish the light for the other person. And so the best answer here is B, zero price. This one is not even a part of the whole dynamic. 26, which of the following is usually a consequence of widespread retrenchment in a country, and that means people losing their jobs. And so the best answer here is C, a fall in the standard of living. You don't have enough money, so you might have a drop in the standard of living. 27, globalization may be most accurately defined as the, I like what they say here, there's a most, alright? Most, not precisely, there's a most. And so the best answer here is C, international trade of goods and services, including skilled workers. So once you include the workers, then you know that's part of globalization. Number 28, which of the following is least likely to occur when there is market failure? And so the answer here is D, an adequate amount of goods and services for consumers. Remember, that's the opposite of market failure. Market failure is when the market failed to produce a certain good at an optimal level, so it doesn't produce enough for everybody, like education, policing, health, those kind of things. Number 29, the government often put measures in place to control monopolies, because monopolies, and the best answer here is B, restrict supply. They would pull back the supply to boost up the price in order to keep the price high. 30, which of the following best define the term protectionism? And the best answer is A, restriction of imports into the country. 31 refers to this diagram right here, and so they want to know line X represents payment, and the answer is B, 2, the factor of production. 32 refers to the following diagram, which shows the price and quantity demanded for good X. And so we have the demand curve right here, D to D1. So the movement of the demand curve of good X from D right here to D1 results from an increase in, and so the best answer here is A. So what they're looking for here is something that can cause a shift of the entire curve, a shift to the right. So a shift to an increase in demand. And so the best answer here out of these four would be A, consumer income. Your income go up, then therefore your demand would go up and would shift the curve. The B, the price of the good, wouldn't be in a movement along the same curve, so that's not the answer. Alright, 33, which refers to the following market supply curves. Which of the following curves shows the price elasticity of supply is unitary, so equal 1. And so the best answer here is number 3, meaning it starts from the origin. Alright, once it starts from the origin, that's unitary supply. So that's C, curve 3. Number 34, which of the following is not a function of the financial sector? B, preventing liquidity within the economy. 35, which the following has led to the rapid expansion of e-commerce. That's A, emergence of the internet. 36 refers to this diagram right here. The diagram best describes the C, role of the financial sector performs for consumers. That's the household, that's the financial sector. Households borrow money from the financial sector. Households save money to the financial sector. 37, which of the following statement is best described as a fiscal deficit? And so the answer here is D. Government spending exceeds government revenue. So the government is spending more money than it's actually earning, and so that would lead to a deficit. 38, which of the following is an advantage of the market economic system? And so the answer is B. It gives choices to consumers. 39, which of the following is a positive effect of the brain drain phenomenon for the country of origins? And so the answer here is B. Source of remittances, meaning people leave the country, go overseas to work, and send back money for their family. So that's a source of what you call remittances. 40, resources, both human and physical, are required to produce goods and services. The statement most accurately describes C. The factors of production. 41, country A is experiencing a balance of payment deficit. Which of the following measures would the government most likely use to reduce the deficit in the short term? And so the best answer here is D. Impose restrictions on goods imported from other countries. So you reduce the amount of imports, and so that should kind of help with the balance of payment deficit. 42, the term recession refers to a period of D. Temporary economic decline. 43, you have three options right here. Which item refers to the following economic measures? 1. Reducing the bank rate. 2. Increasing interest rate. 3. Decreasing money supply. So which of the following, which of the measures above can be used to reduce inflation? How do you reduce inflation? And so the best answer here is C, which is 2 and 3. So let's go to them. So increasing interest rates means that money has become more expensive to borrow, and so less people would borrow money, so they don't have as much money in their hand to spend, and that would, if they had enough money to spend, that would cause the economy to overheat. So now that the pullback on how much they have to spend, it's going to recede. And so you have 3, decreasing the money supply, the same effect. Once the money supply has been decreased, I mean people don't have as much money to spend on the goods, and so the price of goods are not going to be skyrocketing as much. 44. Which of the following is not a benefit of economic integration? And of course the answer is A. Higher cost of living. All these things are benefits. Increased productivity, improve competitiveness of product, mutual benefit. So the best answer is the only negative, which is higher cost of living. 45. Which of the following is likely disadvantage of international trade? And of course the answer is D. Stiff competition of local industries. So because you now have access to the worldwide market, then that means that your goods are competing with those from other countries. 46. The term of trade of country X is 150. This is considered to be C, favorable. Any terms of trade above 100 is favorable, any below is unfavorable. 47. The currency of a country may appreciate in value if B. The demand for its exports rises, meaning more people want the products from your country, and so therefore they want your currency to buy that product, and so it would appreciate. 48. The economic system where major economic decisions are made by private individuals and businesses is known as, of course, that's the free market economy. So that's A. 49 refers to the following diagram, which shows the price of an item and the quantity demanded and supplied before and after the item is subsidized. S is the supply curve before a subsidy is given. And so the question asks, as a result of a granting of the subsidy, it is expected that, and the best answer here is A, supply will increase, because if you get a subsidy to produce a product, that means that your cost of production has gone down, and so therefore you can produce more. 50. A country has a comparative advantage in the production of a commodity when it, and comparative deals with opportunity costs. So C can produce that commodity at a lower opportunity cost than any other country. 51. Which of the following will contribute to the surplus on the balance of trade of an economy of a country? And so the answer is A. The value of exports is greater than the value of imports. 52. Which of the following is referred to as a banker's bank, and of course known as B, the central bank. 53. Country X so country X has obtained an inflow of 300 million in foreign direct investment. In which section of the balance of payments accounts of country X will this be recorded? And of course it's money, it's capital, so A, capital section of the account. 54. The restriction on international trade through tariffs, embargoes, quotas, and exchange control is referred to as B, protectionism. 55. The term e-commerce refers to C, electronic business. 56, country X again, country X, foreign exchange market to determine the rate of its domestic currency based on the forces of supply and demand. This type of exchange rate is referred to as, and the answer is C, a floating exchange rate. As the name suggests, it just floats around out there in the market, and whatever happens, it goes up, down, whatever supply and demand determines where it goes. Number 57, which is the following referred to as a withdrawal from the circular flow of income. And the answer is B, savings. When you're saving money, you take it out of the flow. The acronym 58, the acronym FDI in economics means B, foreign direct investment. 58, only again, it refers to this diagram here, and they want to know what is the country's balance of merchandise trade, and of course that's the visible imports minus export, the visible exports minus imports, so that's 70. So that's the 32 minus the 70, and they get A, negative 38 million. If 60, if a country can produce 20 units of product X or 10 units of product Y, the opportunity cost of 1 unit of product X is how much in of Y is how much in X, and the best answer is C, 2 units of product X, because you just put the 20 to the top, the 10 to the bottom, divide, and you get 2 units. Alright, so that's it for the May-June 2017 Economics Paper 1 for CSEC. You know what to do now. You like the video, of course. Of course, you like the video. Thumbs up. You subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And you hit that bell, the notification icon, so that you would know, you'll be informed when Learn SKN has dropped another past paper video or another lecture series video. Alright? So that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.